going to be talking about incinerators, utilizing your PTC checklist and your student trainee guide. We're going to go through some of the tasks. Some of the hazards you should be aware of is most incinerators are located in machinery spaces, usually in the engine room. It could be a high noise environment with machinery running, so you'll need earplugs, and also your standard safety gear that you'll be wearing during most of your inspections or examinations. So right here, we're at the fire control unit for the incinerator. The incinerator uses fuel oil. Typically, it's a sludge oil used as a byproduct of the engine room waste system. They'll use the sludge to burn while they're offshore. Otherwise, they'll use a diesel fuel oil when they're in port. Typically, they don't run them in port. Basically, it creates right here, you have your intake blower and your fuel mix right here. Basically, just like a boiler, it will light a big fire inside like a blowtorch and burn whatever's inside. One of the major safeties up here is your flame out sensor. What your flame out sensor does is it senses whether or not there's an infrared flame from the fire. If it detects that it's out when it should be running, it will instantly kill the whole system. That way we're not spraying hot fuel into a hot incinerator to cause a fire hazard. So here we have the firebox. This is part of our inspection. We're going to have the crew open up the door so we can take a look inside. What we're looking for inside is the refractory, which is the actual fireproofing around the inside of the box that insulates the box from the hot fire inside. As you can see in here, there's very little ash, which is good because it allows us to get a really good look at the refractory inside. As you can see from here, we have some spalling and cracking and missing refractory. So what we'll do is we'll talk to the crew and find out what their maintenance plan is to get this repaired. The hyper mist system, or the water mist system I should say, is set up to be activated automatically. And it has to have two sensors go off, and they have to be different types. So you have a smoke sensor, smoke detector, a heat detector, or a flame detector, an infrared. So this is water mist 4.7 in the incinerator room. This was a local activation. To summarize our incinerator examination, let's use our PTC checklist and go through and make sure we hit everything. One of the first things we're going to do is make sure we are protected for any hazards, make sure we have all our PPE while we're actually looking at the equipment. Second thing is, while we have the crew members with us, we're actually demonstrating their system knowledge and training with the system. You can also verify any training records based on who operates the system itself. We're going to verify all the fuel system itself, make sure everything is good there with no leaks. We're going to inspect the firebox and make sure the refractory is good and that the ash is cleaned out so we can get a good look. If you have any questions, anything came up while I was talking, or you have anything that you want some more information about, make sure you write it down. You can ask your local VO.